In this video, we will continue to talk about Lumion, and we already saw all the various panels here on the left about inserting elements and importing objects, about creating materials and customize them, about also sculpting and painting the landscape, and finally also the weather. So we completed all the different tools that we find here, and we are ready to move to the next step, which is the final part basically, and it's concerning the effects, which could be like photographic effects and all other sorts of effects. We are going to see this now in as an introduction, and then we will also finish with some animation. So in this video, we will introduce this new topic about video effects. So let's click here into the photo button here. Okay, now you can see here we immediately can see an effect which is different from the built scene. You can see this is playing in daylight, and this one here, it's like in the sunset. So whatever we do during the building of the scene or the development of the scene, that can be changed and adjusted in many ways in the FX panel. So this is where actually we will finalize our work into Lumion. So let's start from the beginning here. I will apply a custom style and I will not add any effects. We will see this shortly, but let's see how this panel works. We already saw that we can create a render anytime. So if I want to move here into an empty slot, you can find different slots below here that you can save many different renderings and effects. So I'm gonna go into an empty slot and I can already save and store this point of view, this camera. Okay, so it's like taking a picture. And then I can click on render. We already talked about this through the different lessons of the video course. So we have here like photo sets if you want to do this with more picture in a sequence, or we can just work on the current shot. And here we can basically define the size. We only have these 4 sizes available. And then we can also choose if you want to export these additional outputs or channels or levels. You can call this as you want. So you have here the depth map, normal map, specular reflection, lighting map, and the alpha channel, and the ID map. And I will show you how these look like. So if you want all of them, you can just click and activate them all, or you can restore to default. Now I already created a render here using this additional output, and I will show you how they look. So this is the folder where I saved the render. Now this was the normal or final render, and these are all the different channels or outputs that you can have by exporting using this one here. So the first one here is depth. Now this is used to create depth of field effects. You can use this one here, for example, in Photoshop or After Effects if you are creating an animation, and this will change the focus or the blurriness of things inside your image. So the black part will be out of focus, the white parts will be on focus. Now this is really nice when you do interiors, and then you can create this really nice photographic effect. You also have this into Lumion, and we're gonna look to that later. This one here is for the lighting. So this is isolating the lighting inside the scene. So if I want to work with this separately, or if I like this as a simple render without any other effects, I can use it. You can see you don't have water, you don't have anything else. Material ID is used to divide the scene into different colors. Each element has a different color. Now this is useful again in Photoshop or similar software when you want to select something. This is easy because you just need to select that using that color, and it's gonna save you a lot of time. Normal is displaying the normal, so the 3D map that we already saw in the materials. We also saw alpha channel. working with materials. So in this case, the alpha channel of this image will work like this. The white part will be visible, the black part will be invisible. Now, for example, if I bring this in Photoshop or another compositing application and I want to change the background, it will be really easy to do that using, for example, this one or this image right here. Well, the alpha channel works here the opposite. So if I want to have a transparent sky, I need to invert the black and the white here. And then if I use this as an alpha channel in Photoshop, I can substitute the background with anything that I like. Or I can do this again in Lumion. And then we have the specular, which is showing me everything that is reflective. So it's a particular channel that can help you to manage the reflections basically. Okay, now here you can see also another really nice effect that we are going to see later. Okay, so let's get back here. So once you set what you want to export here, you can export just one or two or everything. You can go back and then just hit on render and then you will export everything. Now that's about the channels that you can export as images and work with the post-production phase into another software, but we will see that we will have a lot of things here in Lumion to work with and play with. Now let's first talk about cameras. So you can see here you have these empty camera slots and we saw that we can save different cameras. Now cameras are important not only for rendering, but also if I want to go back to a particular point of view that I particularly liked and I don't want to look for it, but just want to go straight to it. So for example here, if I go here in the photo set 1, you can see we have different photo set. Now these were into the template. So if you want to check this template right here, you can go to Files, Examples, and use this Villa Cabrera. And you should find all the different cameras here and snapshots and also the various effects applied. Now we have different views. You can see here we have some like orthographic views, some perspective, exterior, interior, and so on. This one looks pretty flat, and also we can create these really nice technical drawings and also artistic drawing. We have many options. Now let's move to the second set. You can see you can create many different photos, many different sets. And here I have saved some of the point of views, so I can move now around. This one, it's kind of an artistic one, and yes, I can save. Yeah, that's the Aurora, and also artistic drawing. We have many options. Now let's move to the second set. You can see you can create many different photos, many different sets. And here I have saved some of the points.